selfishness.
It's very dangerous for you as an individual. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good, and walk away.
Jay-Z apparently got her blackballed from the industry.
Funny you use that term.
Yeah, blackballed. She didn't want to do it, and he didn't like it.
I think it probably has something to do with when you reach a certain level of success, the response, no, may be somewhat offensive.
Back in 2014, when she was accused of misidentifying herself as black while serving as the head of the NAACP in Spokane, Washington.
Regional director of the NAACP.
Yeah. She was doing great work, and she was doing great work when she was fired. She was doing after-school programs.
Yep.
Like in the world, she was.
So you didn't care that she was faking being black as long as she was
gives
doing
a shit?
Yo, an ally is an ally, bro.
In my high school, the president of the African American Awareness Club was a Filipino dude. Yeah,
that's exactly what she did. But she just didn't drop N-bombs. She just got a perm and did some shit for the culture.
We don't like your help because you're not black.
Right.
Wu-Tang Clan is headed to Las Vegas for the first ever residency. Like I said, Wu-Tang's for the children, y'all.
Hip-hop artists are now supposed to strive for is a Vegas residency when they get older.
I like the fact that this is a thing. I really, really enjoy it. This codifies us as legitimate music that people love, like, and respect. The way I feel about this, to a lesser degree, but the same vein, is how when Tina Turner got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. I'm just saying, like, these are the milestones we should be celebrating.
Wow.
That's why the gladiator system got big, is because they needed something for everybody to gather and talk about, so they don't talk about and gather and talk about their bad situation and overthrow the government.
You can't handle the truth.
Football is keeping us from overthrowing the government. All right.
Yeah, because as long as you're distracted and memorizing, Billy Bob Thornton's fucking stats from when he was at Alaska University and how many his pass completions since he was 14 years old, you don't realize how many rights you're supposed to have and that your landlord can't kick you out with proper due process.
Newton, quarterback draw, diving into the end zone for the touchdown.
Winning excuses everything. Cam Newton.
Winning excuses everything?
Okay.
When decisions are made and the result is a win, the winning excuses the questionability of the decision. It's in football, if you go for it on fourth down, if you get it, you're a great coach, a great team or whatever. If you don't, it was a horrible decision. Why'd you do that? Who we're going to fire? Community is suffering lack of communication ability.
Because black people hate black people.
No.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
Because I can't stand y'all.
I will say that. No, like, we're lacking guidance, like, in your own family. And that's why he said those parents are actually going crazy. And it's not a coincidence. The more we divest and pull money out of actual education, the stupider parents get. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No.
Think about it. All the people who have money send their kids to private schools where they get all that knowledge. But the public schools where we all got to go, they're pulling money out of that every fucking year. They wanted us to do that so we could work in the factories, but now they're putting AI and robots and the shit. So what we supposed to do? Except fucking feed off each other.
You gotta believe you can do it. You gotta believe you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Well, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. People are really gravitating towards his motivational messages, even though his presentation is a little extreme, in my opinion. That's just because I wouldn't waste chocolate milk, and it looks like Cocoa Puffs. Have you ever had chocolate milk and Cocoa Puffs together?
No, I don't like chocolate.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Wouldn't it be great if you could shower anytime, anywhere, but you can't. Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts without ever stepping into a shower in only 60 seconds.
It's promoting not taking a shower, dude. Okay, I get it. You're in the field, in the dirt.
This needs to be handed out along with sandwiches and shoes to the homeless. I think it's a great product. Do you know, like, a lot of homeless people would be happy to have this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Seriously.
It replaces 25 showers. So that's a month of showers that you don't have to take. Roll the R on Cortez.
Why did you do that though?
Because she has an authentic name. I want to pronounce it authentic.
I get it, but these types of things piss me off. Yeah, you ever watch a baseball game and you're like, third up on the mound, pitcher out of southeastern California. His name is Pedro Delgado Sanchez. Why did you do that?
It sounds good.
Running back.
Good when you just did it.
We got Joe Smith-Williams. And the wide receiver, we have Hector
Sanchez.
I'm like, dude, you from the Midwest, yo. How you saying that like that?
I added a little bit.
We need to peel this one, man. Okay?
You gonna peel her?
This
one. Or
this issue.
Okay, let's peel.
This is new general election polling showing a neck-and-neck battle for swing states between Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
We have the worst choices ever right now. We have a dumbass and we have a thief, liar, probably maybe
Hold up now. Which one is which?
Exactly.
Which one is
That's my point. That is my point.
Either way, to whoever's watching, please do vote. And I'll tell you why I say vote is because if your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't fight so hard to goddamn get it.
That's right.
I believe that we are live. Hold on, is my camera right? Am I here? Are we ready to purge? Are my people with me? Is this going down? I believe so. Let's go. All right, my camera's still getting used to it. This is amazing. The amount of purging that's about to happen tonight. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. If you're new to the channel, make sure you jump in here. You hit the like and subscribe. Make sure that you jump in the chat. Let us know where you're coming from. Throw a thumbs up in the chat. I see I got my man Sonny Brix in the chat. And guess what? He's about to jump on the live too. Because we got to purge some stuff, man. It's the end of Black History Month, and I've been sitting here kind of watching some things, and I just want to talk about it. It's just conversation. So without further ado, I would like to bring my boys Brix and Bravo to the stage with me. Gentlemen, would you join me in another purge of the BS? Please!
Why not? Absolutely.
Gentlemen, how you guys feeling tonight? Y'all feel all right?
Man, it's so much to talk about.
Well, we're going to start soft, and then we're going to get hard, okay?
Okay, you need to be stopped.
Early. Hold on a second. I need more light. My forehead.
They used to call me Blue Diamond Phillips.
Blue Diamond Phillips. Brix, talk for me one more time. I got to make sure your shot is correct in the camera.
Mic check.
There.
Yeah. I was just checking that.
We're good now. All right, guys. I know there's a lot to talk about. I know. But before we get into the stuff that's going to piss off the people, I wanted to just take a moment to work on a copyright strike by paying homage to what happened at the NAACP Awards, the Image Awards, okay? We're going to get into that in a second, but as usual, you know I got to show the damn disclaimer to make sure that people understand that they are here, and this is a purge of the BS. So let me give it to them. Thank you for your patience.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another purge of the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the purge of the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without consequence. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the purge of the BS. Best be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
As long as they heard it, right? As long as they heard it, that's what's important. All right, so Jeff Kendall, thanks for stopping in the chat early on with Native American Month. I guess he's just asking when there's a Native American Month so that he can, I guess, celebrate it. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Don't they have an Indigenous People Month or something like that?
I don't know if it's a month or it's a week or it's a, I don't know. I mean, that was just a random comment, and I just was, I guess they have it, but are you Native American? Or are you planning on celebrating it this year? Are you gonna, you throwing down something at the house? I mean, what are we talking about here? All right, I don't know. But thanks for stopping in the chat, Jeff.
Pull a family through for a nice
right.
peyote.
We're gonna live as they lived and do things as they did and live off the land and stuff like that or whatever. Isn't that what they do? I don't know. I've never been to one of those. I've been to, you guys ever been to one of those, like, it's like a potluck where everybody's.
You talking about powwows?
Well, not, no, I wasn't going that far. I meant like a potluck where they have like a cultural thing going on. It's like all these different cultures and they'll have all the different foods and stuff. I like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't normally eat things like that, but I like stuff like that.
Until somebody puts raisins in the potato salad.
Yeah, but that's not the Native Americans you got to worry about when that happens. That's not the group with the problem with the raisins. Okay,
that's the Panda Americans.
But yeah, the reason why I wanted to bring that up, and I'm glad that they brought it on up, was because we did this episode 2 weeks ago where Black History Month was canceled, right? And then all of a sudden Black History Month wasn't canceled, and then Umar Johnson got upset, and there was just a lot of stuff with this whole Black History Month canceled. And I personally, you can't cancel Black History Month. It exists because of Black history. So as long as there's Black history, there's a Black History Month. I don't know where that came from, but it became a thing. So we're going to get into that.
People didn't read the fine print. That's what happened. People did not read.
We're going to definitely have to get into that because people have been arguing about whether or not it was okay for Trump to have basically a Black History party and tell everybody else that they couldn't have a Black History party. But before we get upset at Trump, okay, I wanted to focus on a little bit of Black excellence, if you guys wouldn't mind. Is that
hell
okay?
yeah, bring it on.
I look in the mirror every day, man. It's Black excellence.
And that's fine. For us, we see Black excellence daily in the mirror. Not everyone else gets to see that, so this is for them. I wanted to give a special shout to the NAACP folks for doing their award show, the Image Awards. It was very nice. Like, it wasn't ratchet. It was a nice event. You know what I'm saying? And it was very good to see them do a nice event and showcase Black talent.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Like I said, I know we're going to get in trouble for this one, but I don't care. I'll cut it out later, but you got to hear this speech, okay? So give me a second here. Let me transition my people. Got to do the transition from here. Okay.
Holding.
All right, so we got to go to Zoom share. I think I got it, or no, that's not it. Here it is.
We're seeing Chapelle.
Yeah, we're super small on this one screen, so I'm going to have to fix that. But I'll do it while the speech is going. Y'all can hear it. Like I said, I want to show another one, and I know they're going to hit us for it, so I'm not going to talk too much in the middle because they're going to have to cut us out for it. But I just like seeing positive Black images on TV. It's unfortunate that it was only BET, and most Black people don't watch BET anymore. But I'm just saying, it was really good to see that. It was really good to see Dave Chapelle. But this last piece, he gives a special thanks to somebody, and I just think it's indicative of how we should be honoring our heroes. And I just want to give him that last couple of moments to honor his hero, because I didn't know. But it's just it's heartfelt. So let's feel it in our hearts, okay? You guys get the point of the Dave Chapelle speech. And I wanted to show that because a lot of people have been critical of Dave Chappelle's more recent content because it's been kind of political. And I think it was really good. He didn't say anything about politics. He just was very humble. He really seemed to appreciate it. It seemed like the crowd appreciated him, and it's just good to see that, man. It's like I don't see enough of these images.
You know what I like to see? I would like to see, because I've never really strayed away from supporting Dave Chappelle, even when he was supposedly controversial. And I would love to see the cross section of people who had vitriol for Dave Chappelle, and a cross section of those people and the people who had strong black fathers. I bet you there's not much overlap.
I would have to agree with that, sir. I would have to agree. And we've been talking about black fathers a lot on the show. It was nice to hear him, even though he was kind of joking about it. He even mentioned something his dad told him that got him through life. Just like sometimes you make mistakes. And that's what he was trying to say is, hey, sometimes you make mistakes, but you can get up and you can keep it moving and go get what it is that God's got for you. So that's a really good one. But the second piece I had to show y'all, because like I said, I wanted to start with some positive black stuff. Okay? Before we get into anything negative black, I want to start with positive black. Because it's Black History Month. It's the month of the history of black. So
or we could just not do negative black shit.
No.
That's a choice.
No.
That's a choice.
No. We can't not do negative black stuff because black negative stuff is to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We gotta feed the algorithm.
Yeah, gotta feed the algorithm. That's why we got
on May 5th,
1965.
So my brother Keenan Ivory.
For any of the young people that come into the show, this part right here, for those of us that grew up in the 90s, when we got the chance to watch literally a whole family come through acting and comedy, and the whole family ate the Wayans family to this day is very relevant in entertainment. And I just thought it was really cool that Damon Wayans, who I always thought was the funniest Wayans, was Damon Wayans, but he comes through and he gives this really great speech about Keenan Ivory Wayans. I'm not sure why Keenan Ivory wasn't there, but that's not for me to ask. He just wasn't there, and his family was there, and they gave this really awesome speech. So let's celebrate black excellence for another couple of moments here, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna pause for a second and give it up for black excellence over here, okay? Because we don't get enough of it. We don't get enough of it.
Hey, I believe you when you say that we don't get enough of that. But however, it does exist. It just doesn't get promoted.
It doesn't get promoted. And honestly, I watched a bunch of the stuff from the awards, and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't politicized at all. It was kind of like a family event almost. It felt good. And it was good to get a break from politics for a second. You know what I'm saying? It was like everybody, even Kamala Harris had a little speech up there, but she didn't get all into, all of that stuff about Donald Trump. It was just kind of like, hey, we're still here and we still got things to fight for. It was very uplifting. She did her best to be uplifting as well. And it was just, like I said, man, I'm so glad to see families doing shit together, because them days, you don't see that no more. Where a whole family, it started with one person doing something and the whole family ate off of that, man. That's beautiful shit, man. Sorry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's actually the goal. That's actually what it's supposed to be happening. But something gets lost. It's supposed to be happening, but something gets lost along the way. And especially now, it's so easy to find your own hidey hole to live within, and rather than actually relying on your family structure and actually connecting with your actual community. You get your dopamine hit from this little box. Yeah, this is a weapon of mass distraction.
Yes, it is. Well, speaking of weapons of mass destruction, somebody sent me some interesting clips, and so I'm gonna soften the palate for just a moment. Since we've seen black excellence, we're gonna see the opposite. Right. Okay, we're gonna since we've seen people go to new heights, we're going to see them also go to new lows, okay? Because this is Black History Month. We're celebrating all levels of the culture, okay? The good, the bad, the ugly. Y'all Y'all gonna get a kick out of this though. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We're gonna. Oh, this wasn't even the one I was trying to pull out. That's a different one. Hold on. That's funny as shit.
We're professionals.
Yeah, right. This was the one. This was the one. Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up for you. Because the people might not be ready. So, guys, like I said, we're going to try to keep this calm. But apparently, there's been a rush of smaller people committing larger crimes. Okay? I know this sounds weird. Okay. I'm trying to be nice about it, so just check it out.
You saying the Lollipop Guild is running wild, yeah?
Yeah, like
very
possible. Talking.
It's possible that
oh, there we go.
Yeah. So this guy was very upset about not getting something, and he decided that he wanted to rob a 7-Eleven in Seattle, but he's not quite tall enough to impose threat above the counter, so he goes crazy below the counter. So let's watch.
Right now! Family, the people coming, G. The police coming, G. Ooh. Get that bag up! Right now! The police coming, homie.
The fact that he's throwing Oreos
right
minis right
the
now.
Police coming, family.
I'm sorry.
Right now. Get that bag up. You about to go to jail, G?
You know, I don't know if he's robbing the place or just being a fan.
What's up, boy? Nah. What's up, boy? The police coming. What's up, boy? The police coming. Come on. Come on, man. Get that bag up. Come on, man. Right now. Get out of here. You want to go to jail, G? This nigga. Right now. Wait. Fill that bag up. Where the bag at? Where the bag at? I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to fill the bag up with you. I'm going to fill the bag up. Here him. Here they come, bro.
He said, I'm going to fill the bag up with you.
Yeah, look, I'm tripping. Bitch.
Right now.
Hey. What are you doing? You can't be doing that to people's shit, nigga. Yeah.
Why doesn't somebody just pick him up and take him out of the store?
I don't know, man. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. People will film that shit and not act. There was no danger involved.
Al Bond said he looked like he came up short.
He definitely came up short. He definitely came up short. Shouts to Al Bond in the chat, man. Shouts to him. Thank you for stopping in here, bro.
Was he mad because they shortchanged him?
Yeah.
The problem with society today is that people, it doesn't even cross your mind that this is going to end badly for you.
Did somebody belittle him?
Yeah.
For the little people.
Yeah. He had a little problem that day, and he had to take it out on somebody. And here's the thing. He
got a little carried away.
Yeah. Wow, his mood was a little elevated. I get it, But the thing is, he looked like he was trying to be like big and bad. But are you?
Well, he didn't go high. He went low.
He went very low. He got all the stuff on that lower rack. Everything on that lower rack.
You said, are you genuinely afraid?
Yeah, like when you see that go on, if you were in that store, right, and you saw that happen. Would you be genuinely afraid, or would you be laughing? Or I know how I would be. I'm not going to say it.
If he's by himself, there is no fear in my heart at all. If he is rolling dolo, has nobody with him, there will be no fear in my heart at all about this.
I don't know if the word is afraid, but I get maybe it's anxious around anybody that's just wilding out.
I'm a little anxious.
Anybody that's wilding out in a convenience store or something like that, it's not a lot of room in there. It's like, think about, especially when someone is a short person like that, it's like fighting a raccoon, like they just have this weird advantage, even though maybe it's because they got 4 hands, but like,
no.
It is the only thing I am actually be scared about. The only thing I would be scared about, to be honest with you, is that it's kind of like fighting. If you fight somebody with some kind of a disability, there is no way to win. There's no way to win. You know what I mean? Either you're successful at beating up somebody with this disability or differently abled, or they beat you up and you've been beat up by somebody.
Look,
but see, if you come from the school of fair fighting like we did, and you're in the store with someone who has no problem picking up anything and throwing it at people.
Well, guess what? I don't have a problem picking him up and throwing them at people. Like,
those
I'd have put
they're
them in
pretty
the trash
heavy,
can,
bro.
Hey,
them
man.
jokers is heavy.
Okay, all right. I
All
can
right.
pick up,
And they're strong.
Okay, all right. It'd be strong.
Are you able to pick up both of your dogs? If you can pick up both of your dogs, you can pick him up.
If I had to, I could pick up both of my dogs.
See, then you can pick him up. That's no problem.
Man, I'm not going to stand by and let all that happen. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, maybe at first I'll just be shocked, but I would at least, go stand in the way or something. Like, he doesn't seem like he'd be that hard to take out. I'm just saying, I'm not going to say what physically I would think of doing, but I'm telling you, I used to be a good
drag
kicker.
him out by
I was a good
drag
kicker
him out by
back
his
in the
wrist,
day, bro. I used to,
like an angry mom.
If you miss that kick, if he moves out of the way, everything below your waist belongs to him at that point.
You know what?
Dude, he ain't that fast.
He doesn't seem like he's got skills like that, though.
Bro, you ever seen one of them people that roll around on the skateboards?
Yes.
How strong their arms are?
I've seen this. This has happened, yes.
Bro, these they're stocky little humans.
Yeah, but they have a limit. They have a ceiling.
Right.
You said they have a ceiling.
I'm just saying they do, though.
All right. Well, like I said, we're celebrating all levels of the culture, all the way up, all the way down. Okay. So
the new lows.
Yeah, the newest lows. So we're gonna do one more culture celebration before we talk about another culture celebration, and this one you guys are gonna enjoy. Yeah, this is a young lady who gets caught with some drugs. That's all I'm gonna tell you, and then I'll let you see the rest. Okay?
Nice.
Yeah, we're going all the way off the deep end today, guys. Check this
I ain't
out.
even do shit.
418.
It's Black History Month. What the fuck? I ain't even do nothing.
You're not supposed
Yeah?
to lock up black people.
Well, look what this is going in the history books, ain't it?
Yo!
I don't know who told you that.
418.
Executive order.
I ain't What's up?
Hey, you can go ahead and cut those two girls loose and give them their car back.
Wait, no, hold on, bro. You got me. Bro, wait, you lifting my wig off? Do not take my wig off. Do not take my wig off. Dog. I'm not. Bro, do not take my wig off. Now you really tripping. You taking my wig off.
Okay, hold on.
No, you trying to take my wig off. I'm gonna lay my head down with it. Stop, for real. I gotta take it off. You don't have to take my wig off in order to do that.
I'm trying not to.
Yes, you are. You're pulling it forward.
Hold on, I don't have to pull it any more forward.
You got the plug.
Huh?
You found the plug.
I ain't even do nothing.
Hold on.
I ain't even do nothing.
You get a little bit more crack in there. Dude, fucking ice, bro?
Bro, you taking
Oh my
wig
God,
off.
there's more. It's fucking deep.
You tripping. That's not even mine.
Okay, well, it's in now.
The girl who did my hair probably put it in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure she put all that shit in there. Put all that shit in there.
She probably did put that shit in there, dog. You even know the drugs was in my wig. That's smart. They don't teach you that in college.
No.
I'm just saying, though, how this the first time you seen this, though, right?
What's that?
That's kind of impressive. You can't say it's not.
No, that's impressive.
It's
That's impressive.
impressive as fuck, right?
You got anything hidden in your ass?
Nah, I don't. My booty hole little.
Okay, no boofing?
No.
All right, put her in there. She arrested.
Honestly, I feel like she let me go for being that smart, though.
She big taking the big.
So here's the question. Would you rather see more images of this or more images of things like the Wayans brothers and Dave Chapelle and Black Excellence? Because I'm finding it's a lot easier to find this kind of stuff.
Of course. Why do you think that is, man?
I don't know.
Come on,
because
man.
There's more of it going on, maybe?
No, it's because this is what it's been going on since the freaking 80s.
What they like.
This is what they need they need us to be portrayed as, so we don't get a piece of the pie. So we don't get viewed as full whole human beings.
You know,
we are No, but the reason being is that the most crime you see is 80% black people when we are 30% of the nation and committing 30% of the crimes. But half the time you see black people the ones getting arrested. Black people the ones being ignorant on the arrests or the body cams.
True.
On the pickups. We don't commit the lion's share, but we get the most coverage. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. But speaking of coverage, I wanted to cover this Black History Trump thing. And I'm only going to play a minute of it because he did like a 45-minute speech, and I don't have time for all of that because it was a lot to it. But there was a particular part where he started talking about this like statue museum, so to speak, of all of these great black people. And
the blacks and wax?
It was something like that. And blacks and bronze. I don't know what he's going to do with it. But here's the thing.
Black
the
and yellow,
discussion
black
on
and
the
yellow.
internet right now, and we're going to get to the discussion about it, is that although it's intended to be for black people, he canceled Black History Month, so to speak. And people feel like he's pandering to the blacks at this time with this new movement that he's putting up here.
Under the executive order I signed last month, this new beautiful outdoor statue park, it's going to be a statue park. It's going to be unbelievable. We're picking the final sites now. It's between various states that want it very badly. We'll honor hundreds of our greatest Americans to ever live, including countless black Americans, icons. The garden will predominantly feature incredible women like Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, and Coretta Scott King. And I will showcase it will be something very extraordinary. It's going to be we're going to produce some of the most beautiful works of art in the form of a statue from men like Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Jackie Robinson, what a great athlete that was, Martin Luther King Jr., Muhammad Ali, he's not a bad athlete. What do you think, Muhammad? Not too bad. And the late
but not
Kobe
in the
Bryant.
collection.
People love Kobe Bryant.
And then they're going to do a Kobe Bryant statue.
Under
so some people were basically saying that this act that he's putting forward, and apparently it was something he did about a month ago, and he's just now talking about it, is to just pander to the blacks. But the question is, are we allowed to be okay with that? Like, I think that's cool that Aretha Franklin will get a
See,
statue.
that's the problem. Like, who is behind the narrative that this is pandering? When anytime, so like we can't get statues, we can't get a bunch of statues. Is that what we're saying? If we get a bunch of statues, automatically it's pandering.
Well, it's us just saying it though. That's the problem I'm having.
Is it?
Like, that's the only conversations I've seen. I haven't been in all spaces with all faces, but I see a lot of brown people that are like, that's cool, but you just pandering now. You didn't really care about black people before. That's the angle they're coming from.
I don't know, because this could be the same. If we're seeing the brown faces saying that this is pandering, I think this goes along the same lines of, you know what I mean, when they had nothing but black men talking about Trump just changed the taxes and you ain't got to pay child support, and you can't, it's just black men saying that. Remember that shit?
Yeah, but that was
incorrect
shit though. Like that was absolutely not true though.
I understand, but exactly, that's the whole thing. They're using somebody to push a narrative, and they're using these faces to do that. You have to think about why they're doing that, why that's being said. You know what I mean? Because you and I as smart people who are making our way and know the value of effort, don't see anything wrong with black people getting a bunch of statues, especially during Black History Month.
Right.
We don't see anything wrong with that.
Right.
Why would a black person think it's pandering?
Because
what creates that mindset?
But that's the narrative that people are feeding them, that this is insignificant because Trump is doing it, because he's supposed to be a racist, like whatever, right? So him doing it, it's like it doesn't hold any value, is how they're talking about it. And I personally, I don't feel like that. I think if whatever he's doing, it's tough for old white guys to do what that is. Like, okay, we're going to talk about Aretha Franklin, and then he brought Tiger Woods up there, and that was the thing. And Tiger Woods is like halfway sort of black, so people were upset about that because they're like, he's not even really black. You know, it's all this, you're not black enough shit. It's just too much dumb shit. Let's just be happy, put up some statues, and move on to the next thing is all I'm saying. I don't think it should be this whole, we're supposed to hate the statues. If he puts up a Kobe statue, I'll probably go look at it. I'm not going to not go see it. You know what I'm saying? If he puts up Aretha Franklin in a park with a bunch of cool statues, I would take the kids to see that. You know, I'm not going to be hateful and be like, well, Trump built it, so I can't let the kids see it. It'd probably be a really nice place. So
I don't know anybody who would do that. I don't know anybody who would hide their children from their heritage just because Trump built the place.
You'd be surprised.
I don't know anybody.
You'd be surprised. We don't know anybody, like personally, but that's
I'd be
'cause we don't deal with
surprised
crazy
and
people
disappointed.
like that. Oh, special shouts to Dare Crow in the chat over there. Sorry, I didn't see him over there or her. I don't know what people are. They're just icons as far as what I can see. But Dare Crow is in the chat over there. Now, I don't know. Is Brix still here? I heard Brix in the
I'm right here, man.
Oh, you
I'm
okay?
just
He's chilling.
You okay? Okay.
Because I wanted to speak to that. It's interesting what this new what's going on now. I'll just put it that way, because there are a lot of people that do support, a lot of black people that do support Trump. And so, like, I look at how MAGA has this whole movement going on, but you'd be surprised with the blacks that do support Trump. They're in there saying, yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. And it's like, it's interesting because slowly but surely what he's doing and the way that they're supporting him is having a different effect than I thought it would have. Now, there are racist groups in this country, obviously, but it's just interesting watching white or YT and black people interact now and then. It's weirdly peaceful.
That's what I'm trying to say is, like, how can we not invite the peaceful part of it? Like, when it goes crashing down and we're there, we'll deal with the crash. But in the interim, I just think we should appreciate what we can. Is kind of how I feel. This stuff didn't exist a few months ago. So if they're going to do some statues for some black people, and Black History Month, although not celebrated in the federal government, still happened to make its way into front page news because Trump was doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? It puts me in this weird place. It's like I want to not like certain things, but I can like statues of Kobe and shit. I loved Kobe as a basketball player and a dude. He taking care of his daughter. His daughter died with him and stuff. Like, that's all right with me, man. I can't be mad at it. I wanted to, because they were like, you know, he didn't care about Black History Month a month ago. Now all of a sudden he's doing this. But I'm like, you know what? He never really canceled the month. He just canceled the party. Like
just the parties, just the activities,
right?
Just the government paid for activities. Right. That's what he canceled.
Which
he said y'all can party if you want.
Yeah, if you want, but we're not gonna pay for it. It's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
And
to be totally honest, man, I never really was a big fan of all of that. And the only reason why I say it is because when people in places of business are forced to do it, they half-ass it, and it's like.
Right.
It's like
it's watered down.
Yes.
Yeah. You end up with the HR lady Janice dressed in some Kunta Kinte cloth.
Right.
Hello, my brother.
Giving everybody little satchels of black eyed peas.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the overall feel in one of those situations is, yeah, you're just doing this because you have to. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, whatever.
Talk about pandering.
Yeah,
that's the pandering.
Yeah, that's the pandering. So I wanted to highlight that because it's been going back and forth. A lot of people talking about it, and honestly, I think it's a bad argument. It's like,
right?
What do we want? You know, what do we really want from this Trump guy? At the end of the day, he's an old white guy, you know, doing this president thing with a bunch of old white guys around him that are coming up with old white guy decisions. So they picked all the old people that they knew, Frederick Douglass, all the good names. They picked them all, you know?
So let me say this. So anybody who's like, Trump is pandering, we're not gonna participate, not gonna see them statues. I'm like, are you not going to see any movie that Harvey Weinstein produced now? You're going to just take all of those off the shelf and never watch them again?
Nope.
Like, are you never going to watch it? Are you never going to show the Cosby Show to your kids, even though the show was good? It had a great message.
A great show.
You know what I mean? You never going to do that? You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, stop it. I think a lot of people are creating their own issues just because they want to be angry. And
well, I think that's a really interesting point. That's a really interesting point. Now, I have to pivot from this quote unquote goodness of Trump segment to this other piece that recently happened in the government. And because we have to cover Trump and Elon on the episodes in order for the damn algorithm to even give us a chance out here, I put them both in here for you, okay? So the second one is Elon sent out an email to some people.
Well, as I was just talking about with Susan Rice, the chaos started as it often...
Hold on, this lady be talking funny, though. I got to get myself together first. But basically, he sent an email and told people to justify their existence in their job. And people are a little upset about that.
Well, that's
rich coming from him.
Well,
that's very rich coming from him.
Let me play the clip, because like I said, I get the clips with a headline, a basic headline. I try not to watch. I don't watch it before I bring it to y'all. So all I know is the headline was email sent to government people to justify why they should keep their jobs, pretty much. Or what they did that week. That's what it was. They had to say what they did that week.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So I'm going to play the story out, and I want to see what they're talking about. Is that cool?
Sure.
Can I learn today? I'm going to learn today.
Does with a post on social media from Donald Trump. Yesterday, Trump posted this in all caps. Quote, Elon is doing a great job, but I would like to see him get more aggressive. Now, a few hours later, Elon Musk posted this. All federal employees will shortly receive an email requesting to understand what they got done last week. Failure to respond will be taken as a resignation. That's quite a last line there. Now, shortly after Musk's post, workers across the federal government did receive an email asking them to respond by tomorrow night with 5 bullet points of what they accomplished last week. Now, in his post on Twitter, Musk said people who failed to answer the message would lose their jobs. But the email itself didn't include that threat. Confused already? Same here. I'm also confused. And same with most of the federal workforce. Now, we should be clear about something. Elon Musk has zero legal authority to fire government employees or force their resignations. These people don't report to Elon Musk. They report to heads of their agencies. And the heads of agencies are, in some cases, telling them not to respond. As Sam Stein of The Bulwark reported, basically every federal employee he talked to last night said their agency head encouraged them not to respond to the Musk email. That even included the new Trump sycophant at the top of the FBI, Kash Patel, who told FBI employees not to respond. So Elon Musk says email back or resign, and heads of agencies say don't respond. Got it. And what about people who just can't access their email right by tomorrow's deadline? What about them? The Washington Post noted one example of people in the Defense Department who are on tours of duty in remote or inaccessible locations and cannot check their emails. What happens to them if they don't respond by Monday night? Who knows? And I'm sure it hasn't been thought about. What about the people who are too sketched out to respond? One employee at the Commerce Department told Politico, this email looks exactly like all of the phishing email examples that federal employees see in training. I'm not responding to it. Again, another example of total chaos, all caused by unelected Doge guy Elon Musk. And again, he has no legal authority here. What this looks like is a very clear effort by the richest man in the world to either intimidate or demoralize, or both, the entire federal government.
Here's the thing. Why does he have the distribution list to send an email to everybody in the Fed?
Because he put all of the broccoli boys, little broccoli-headed Doge boys, he put them installed at all of these agencies, and they all have tech backgrounds, so they can have access to those things. Plus, all the new heads of those departments have been told to report to him and tell him what he's got to do. So yes, he can get the information. Like I said, he got one of his boys in at OPM, which is the Office of Personnel Management, which is technically like the HR of the government. And then I believe he's also in the GSA, which is basically, I think that's general services. General services. Yeah, and I believe that's payroll. They pay out the checks. So he's in charge of HR and payroll. And so yes, he's gonna have everybody's email.
He is doing blast emails. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, yo, he's spamming. He's literally spamming.
Hold on now.
He's supposed to be efficient and he's spamming.
Now wait a minute now. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So when has it not, like, y'all haven't ever had a job say, I need an end of the day report?
Well, yeah, that makes sense. And
honestly, from your actual boss,
it makes sense. I'm not saying that it's never happened before, because I'll be honest with you. If you asked me 5 things that I did at my job last week, I could spout them off for you.
Because I'll be the first person to tell you, I am not a fan of Mr. Musk. But what I will say is this. We all know about the 90-10 rule, right?
Yeah.
90% are not doing anything.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with the or you have to resign thing. But what I will say is you should be, as an employee of any company, you should be able to say, I did such and such Monday, Tuesday, when this is what I did. If you can't, that's a problem. But it shouldn't even really fall on the people that are. It should fall on the supervisors for not knowing what their people are doing.
That's the issue I have with all of this. It's not for him to do. He has no legal authority over any of this. Like literally, if you think about it, like he is tangential at best. He's at an agency that has no real ties to any of these things he's claiming supremacy over. It's so what he's doing could almost be illegal, if not interfering with government action.
That's why I was asking about that email list, because if you send a email to federal people and it's not authorized to go to everybody that it's going to, you get in trouble for that. Like if you work there and you accidentally send to the wrong distribution list of people, they will come down on your ass. I know that personally. So why he's able to do that, I get what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. Like you could ask me 5 things I did at my job and it would take me 2 seconds to spout them off. If you just said, what did you do last week at work? I could tell you 5 things. It wouldn't take a lot. So from that side of it, if you can't come up with 5 things you did at work, then you're probably not doing shit. I hate to be that way. But
it's just like that tough guy in New Jersey said.
I think that's the problem. He's not the guy.
It's just like that dude in that tough guy in New Jersey says. You're not the guy. You're not the guy, bro.
Yeah, you're not the guy.
Right.
And that's why
I'm saying this, bro. Like, they say, okay, well, if you cut this workforce, then it's gonna add so much to everybody's plate, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, if I know what everybody's doing, then it can give me an idea of whether I need to cut or add. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you're in a government position, which was cake at some point where you basically in like Flynn, and you're not being held to a standard where you produce a product, then we're paying you for nothing.
Right.
So
True.
So I do respect that, but the only problem that I have with this whole administration right now, when it comes to this government workforce, this level of hostility in the workplace is a lot to deal with.
Yes,
and a lot of people can't handle that, bro.
Yeah, that's a hostile work environment. I'll give you that.
Think about it. If you're working down, let's say you're working down there in the DMV, your day starts with ridiculous traffic. So if you know you're in a hostile work environment, traffic just got that much more stressful.
Right.
Show up late if you want to. You're being threatened every week with an email that says either sign this or get out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That may be a little too much. So that's the only thing I don't like about it.
To follow up on that is just not only are those hostilities being created by this goofball, the other things is that, okay, so he wants these 5 bullet points of what's done last week. Nobody is going to read them. They are going to literally use them, probably let AI scrape them and use them as reasons to fire people, and they for no reason at all. Because I know 3 people who got doged, 3 of them, and it's only because they were on their first year of probation. All of them are freaking. They stand on business when it comes to their work. They're like leaders. They're SMEs in their categories. They got let go because they called it poor performance. That's not true. It's not true. And the thing is, they couldn't even give you when they got dozed out of here. It couldn't even give you instances of where they performed badly. He just got dozed right the hell off. Like one of my dudes, he just recently moved and was happy he got that gig. Just fucked his entire life up. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I mean, ultimately, he said that it was about bringing jobs to America. And at this point, I think even the right and the left can agree. The only people losing jobs now are Americans.
That is true. That is 100% true. And that's the thing that's so confusing about it. It's like if you prune a tree, it helps the tree grow. But if you cut the wrong branches, it'll kill the tree. And I think that's where the very slippery slope is it's like, okay, he's trying to be overly aggressive with something that honestly he doesn't really have a lot of experience with. And that in and of itself is going to force him to make rookie mistakes, and we don't have time for rookie mistakes in that position.
No, not at this level. Not at this level. We ain't got time for that.
Level. So, and that's the thing about it. And special shout out to Melissa in the chat, Paula in the chat. I see you guys in there. Thank y'all for stopping in as well. And like I want to let the story finish. I'm gonna let the lady finish out her little story and stuff because she did a lot of hard work on it. And you know they got Elon with this chainsaw now. Elon's got a chainsaw and he's the demolition man and he's destroying the government. So that's a whole thing. But I do want her to finish the story. So we're gonna
hold on one second, because you played something that had a Twitter or X, like a clip that had those little X things.
Right.
What's scary is that the president said get more aggressive.
Right. Like do more than that. And I'm thinking this is pretty aggressive as is. And a lot of it's not, it's almost like putting out fires and not taking time to really go behind and make sure that there's no embers and how the fire started. It feels like they're like destroying shit and then moving on without dealing with whatever it was that they came to the conclusion they needed to destroy. You see what I'm saying? Like the USA thing, it's like they did all that work, but then they didn't come up with, all right, this is what we're actually going to do to resolve it in the future. It just was broken down and it's just kind of move on to the next thing to break down. So I think they need to spend a little more time in trying to say how they're going to rebuild some of this stuff. So
right, that's the problem. Yeah. They're never presenting you with the full plan of what they're going to replace it with, because it's already been a meme. There's concepts of plans, right? We already heard about that. But the thing is that I want everyone here, right or left or middle, undeclared, independent, libertarian. I want everybody with an eye to look at everything and say, what has been done from this administration that helps anybody who makes less than $70,000 a year? It feels like this feels like it's an attack on the actual middle class that's already shrinking. Because most of the middle class were like government, state government, federal government workers, postal service, you know what I mean? Yep. Bus drivers, firefighters. It seems like it's an attack on all of these people. That's what it feels like.
So how do we separate? Because that's the question I have. Because some of the things that I've heard do sound like waste and fraud and abuse. And then some things are just really bad processes that just need to be kind of upgraded. And that's normal business. Things should be upgraded. So at this point, me personally, I think Elon should just kind of pause for a second and let them work on the stuff that's already kind of out in the open, get some of that cleaned up, and then maybe move on. They're talking about going to, I think, Fort Knox or something and counting gold and shit now. Is that what's next?
Does Fort Knox even? I don't think they even have gold there.
And I think that's the problem. They're supposed to have gold there, and Elon's going to go over there and say, all the gold is missing. Bro, we know the gold ain't there. Don't come tell us the gold is missing. We know it's not there. We know our economy is no longer backed by gold. It's backed by digital currency is literally what it is. It's just credits that we move from one thing to the next thing.
Fort Knox is just like a huge tank unit now. Yeah, like.
That's
what are you doing, sir?
So my main thing is that I wanted to just bring this to you guys because, like I said, right now I can't get any other content out if it doesn't include Elon Musk and Donald Trump somewhere in it. So that's why we have to wrap it in there somewhere, and then we can talk about all this stuff and have fun with that. But where does this stop? Like, where does this stop? What do you think? Do you think that Elon eventually gets himself fired for doing too much, or is it really just he's just going to chop this whole thing down like a demolition man?
As long as he doesn't hurt any rich people's pockets, he's going to be allowed to do whatever he does. Trust me and believe me.
Well, he's hurting rich people's pockets. Just maybe not the ones that are on his side.
If they keep going at this pace, I don't think they'll make it all the way through, bro. I don't think so.
Who is he hurting? Which rich people is he hurting with his stuff?
Those are the ones that are behind the scenes, is what I'm saying. There are people that were collecting money from some of those agencies. We don't know about all that stuff. We know what was going on, and that's why I was like, they stopped talking about it. As soon as they found out something wasn't right, all of a sudden it wasn't the topic no more. And we know that happened. So when you cut these pieces of money, you're cutting money from somebody who was expecting some money, who probably, in some cases, was a rich person.
You remember when the president said that he's trying to work with TikTok because it's such a lucrative app, right? And now TikTok is back. I wonder what that deal was, because I'm looking at a lot of these posts that lean to the right on TikTok now, and it's like, it almost seems like bots. Like normal people wouldn't say some of the stuff that they're saying. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, did they gain control of it?
Did who gain control of it? The right?
Yeah, well, not the right, but Trump and them. Like,
of course, Did you see the message, the welcome back message? And you tell me they didn't start leaning.
What did it say? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, when they were like,
thank you to President Trump. Yeah,
right. But what I'm saying is, when it came back in concrete, like, you know, not like maybe last week, there wasn't. I don't remember there being a message. It was just now.
No, there wasn't a message.
Stuff again. Yeah.
No, that would they were just phasing in the all the stuff they could bring back, because TikTok came back and then CapCut came back later, and then the TikTok shop is back now. That was just a phased approach. But the main item, they were bootlicking on their comeback message. So they're leaning.
The difference now, I believe, is people are learning how to get stuff out. Like Elon knows how to basically pin the algorithm. He can pin shit to the algorithm. It's like you can't avoid his stuff. I post something, I don't have that kind of reach. It'll take forever for everybody to actually see it. He knows how to do that. And when the whole before TikTok was like people in their kitchen and just chilling, a couple of trans people arguing, like that's all I saw in there. And then a few people selling products, right? Now all of a sudden it became like a political forum, because a lot of the stuff that you can say on TikTok, you can't say on YouTube. So people go to TikTok to kind of vent certain anger. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I don't want every damn social media platform to become a freaking, political fight.
It's too late. Yeah. It's too late. The reason why is because the algorithms do not care about how you feel. They care about you continuing to engage. And it just so happens that algorithmically, distrust and anger fuel more interaction. So it's going to keep on doing that for you. So the algorithm does not care, but as long as it can keep you on the app, it's doing its job and it gets its digital reward. That's what's going on. And people will just lean into this algorithm and then sit there and get fed like a Matrix baby, Just sit there and get fed this bullshit and like start curating your own feeds. Don't automatically watch anything. You know what I mean? Just turn the autoplay off. Right. You know what I mean? And you know what? And then invest, buy a good ad blocker on all of your devices. Okay. And then you'll see how clear your mind gets.
Yeah, unplug sometimes, right? Hold on, I gotta let the lady finish the Elon Musk story. I'm sorry, we didn't go on a tangent. Yeah. Sorry about that. Hey, Melissa, thank you for stopping in the chat. Yes, we know there are a lot of billionaires and millionaires who are supporting Democrats. So when you take away a lot of that money, a lot of times it does come back to Democratic supporters. So in a way, if it seemed like that's who he was aiming at, but we don't know for sure because they stopped talking about it as soon as they found the shit.
Into leaving their jobs.
But anyway,
joining me now is Robert Reich. He's the former Secretary of Labor. He served in government for more than 2 decades across 3 administrations. Thank you so much for being here. I want to talk about your viral tweet in a moment, but I first wanted to just ask you, you have managed a department, you have been a defender of workers for so many years. What do you make of this email that went out to federal workers, and what do you think Elon Musk is trying to do here?
It's very hard to know, Jen, what Elon Musk is trying to do, but he is sowing chaos, and he is also doing it in an extraordinarily condescending way, treating civil servants, people who have dedicated their lives to the United States, who have pledged allegiance to the United States, who are working for all of us, treating them like school children. This is the richest man, the richest person in the world, who has no formal government authority whatsoever. He has never been confirmed. Nobody has seen his conflicts of interest. Nobody has seen, and anything has been vetted. And he, on his own, I mean, that email came from him. It was put on his own platform, which he purchased, X, for $44 billion, telling federal workers what they have to do. Well, if this is not a takeover of the federal government of the United States, I don't know what is.
Don't stop.
You just mentioned conflicts of interest. There are a lot of reasons to be concerned about Elon Musk. I think this is a big one that it's important for people to understand. Tell us a little bit more about where you see the biggest conflicts of interest. And as somebody who has had a very prominent position in government, why that is a problem, which may sound obvious, but help people understand that.
Public trust is critical in government, obviously. Yeah. And if you have people like Elon Musk, who are not even confirmed, who are telling public servants what to do and who are also firing them and taking, hundreds of thousands of workers and telling them you have got to either take this particular offer or you are fired. You can see the intimidation of the federal workers. So Elon Musk, for example, he has 6 big firms. The Food and Drug Administration, for example, oversees one of his major enterprises called Neuralink. Mm-hmm. Well, the FDA has had a lot of people fired, essentially by Elon Musk and Elon Musk's troops. Or take the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, that oversees SpaceX, which is a huge enterprise and very profitable enterprise from Elon Musk. Well, those people have also, at the FAA, been downsized. A lot of them have lost their jobs. What do you expect them to do in terms of overseeing SpaceX? Or I could go on. This Consumer Financial Protection Board, which is extraordinarily important. Tesla has a lot of financial issues with regard to consumer debt, and also Musk has talked about using X as a payment system. Well, what are you going to expect in terms of a very strong oversight from an agency that is being attacked by Musk? Time and again, over and across the government, we see conflicts of interest which are going to, if they haven't already, minimize the degree to which Musk's enterprises are being vetted and overseen as they should be overseen.
Okay.
Right.
He said a lot.
Right.
He said a lot.
Yes. It's mainly conflict of interest, and that's what everybody has been ignoring up until this point. He's going after the agencies that have told him no, or fine, or hit him with numerous fines, costs his companies lots of money because he has to follow the rules. Why do you think these people are getting hit first? FAA, the FD, the FAA, the what was it? What did he also say? The
Food
not the
and Drug
SEC,
Administration,
the FDA, the FDA, FAA, all of those. Basically, anything that stops SpaceX, X,
did
Tesla.
we have an issue with USAID or whatever?
Yeah.
At some point, weren't they like? Yeah.
I mean, he's
until they found out 70% of the aid was domestic.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was going domestic to the wrong places. That's what messed it up.
Was it?
Yeah, man. There was a lot of gray area. There was some smoke in there, man. I had to do the research myself, and I found some things too. I was like, okay, this is problematic. So, and that's what people do. It's like you take some stuff that's honorable, and then you cover not so honorable stuff with that. So then when you take away the dishonorable, it takes away from the honorable. And then it's like, well, you're starving the kids. It's like, yeah, but I also didn't want to buy condoms for Mozambique at the same time. So it was like, that's where it got messed up. They had everything in one pool, and it was like, let's cut the whole pool off. They didn't go in and say, all right, let's keep this, let's get rid of this, let's keep this, let's get rid of that. And that's what I don't like about what's going on. It's like, just crash the whole freaking building down. And let's not go through it and see what we're supposed to salvage out of this thing. Now we're just leaving a path of destruction and nothing rebuilding behind it. And that to me is just dangerous. It's just dangerous, yo.
There's no accountability. These people just go in, crash out, and know they're going to be fine. Know they're going to be fine personally. Yeah. They do not care. They're going in, burning the house down, and waiting until it's all burnt down, and they go through and sift through the ashes and get their bread. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing, and not everybody can survive this burning down at a house.
That's why they need to.
They don't care about that.
They need to slow the burn down a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Can we pause between agencies a little bit? That's the thing I think needs to happen, because it's like 1 week you're focused on one thing, 2 days later, 20,000 people are getting fired over here. Now you focused on them, forgetting about the group that was before. It's like they're moving so fast you can't even stop to take care of who's being affected as it's happening. That's the part.
They're not even doing the research before they even cut. They're not even measuring twice before they cut once. So that's the whole problem. It's the stupid things being done quickly.
And that's where my whole frustration has come with my Democrat buddies, right? is they've been telling me that this was wrong and they've been protesting, but I'm not seeing the congressional hearings where they can subpoena Elon and all that kind of stuff and get this shit taken care of in one way or the other. They're just talking about it and being angry about it, but they're not doing anything that looks like action to me. And that's what's frustrating.
Both of those, that is true, but it's also way harder to oust somebody using the proper rules and principles when the other person is straight up lying, flooding the zone, and doing things illegal on purpose. You know what I mean? So you have to pick the thing,
get it, but
then start the process.
Yeah, but I don't see them actually even trying the process at all yet.
Right.
And it's like, if you don't start that part of it, we got to deal with this even longer, because the only way to stop it is through the process. Or he pisses off Trump and Trump fires him. Those are only two things that can happen. So if you know you got to go through the process, then start the fucking process. You know what I'm saying? So we can get to talking about what's going on, trying to slice some of these things down. Because I don't believe for a second that everything that came out of USAID was all fraud money. But I do know some of it was going in places that they can't trace, and they found it could be a little suspect. So let's go through it, cut that shit out. Come talk to the American people. Hey, we looked through it. This is what we found. This is what we took out. This is what we're going to save. Be a little more specific. I think the issue with Elon I'm having right now is even the specifics are a little foggy, and then there's no follow-up. And so it's like now I'm left with, okay, why is a 300-year-old person in the Social Security system? How'd they end up in there in the first place? Nobody's going to answer that question. Whether or not they got a payment doesn't matter to me. How'd they even end up in the system when Social Security didn't exist 300 years ago? Let's figure out what that is, and then we don't have to worry about whether or not people are in there that ain't supposed to be in there. Like, I guess I'm more solutions-oriented at this point. We see there's problems. I just want them to come off the streets with the protesting Congress people. Let regular people do the protesting. Y'all need to go back into Congress and start talking. That's what I needed to see.
Well, I will say this: devil's advocate here, hence the flame. This shit needed to get broke down. I just don't think it's getting broke down properly. But we did need to shake some shit up, which I totally agree with. And that's not what what the blue came with on this last ticket. So I agree that it needed to be shaken up, and we needed to relook at a whole bunch of things. But that's just doing it wrong, though, player.
Well, I feel you, and I agree with you, and I'm glad you let me bring this to you, because, I have my own opinions about certain things, and y'all have y'all's opinions, and that's why we come to Purge the BS. So we can put the BS on the table from all sides and say, this is the bullshit. And this is the bullshit. I don't think that all of this sending everybody home right away, we need to be a little more strategic with the approach. It seems very destructive. And if you don't have an actual thought of rebuilding, you can't be just breaking shit down. Like when you break down let's say a bedroom set, you don't just snap the legs off. You take the screws out, you know what I'm saying? You take your time and tape it all up so you can move it, keep it intact so you can put it back together. They're not doing that right now. They feel like they're just kind of knocking the whole shit down, and it's not going to be able to be put back together in any way close to what it was, which may be good, may be bad, but I just feel like the non-strategic approach is a little bit too destructive to people's blood pressure.
It seems like they're not asking the people in the field what to do. Like they're coming in as know-it-alls. Here's the thing: neither of them know what all these agencies do, their inner workings. Then they're not asking the staff folks that are there, the managers that are there, the people who have dealt with the staff for the last 5, 6, 7 years or however long, saying, "Oh, this guy sucks. This guy is good." Yeah. They're not asking them. They're just saying, pick a number of people you got to fire, and I'm gonna give you the rules that you can do that, and that's it. You know what I mean?
That is it. All right. Well,
the issue that I have with that is, you know how important honeybees are.
Yep.
Yeah. If you were to eliminate the population of honeybees, what it would do to the rest of Earth is diabolical. So most people don't think like that. Exactly. So when you think about all of these government organizations and what's going on, you can step on one, but you have no idea how it's going to affect the other one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like what's
connected.
going on.
Yeah, they're interconnected in a
Yeah.
way.
They're very much so.
Yeah, and
that's the problem.
And without understanding that whole system and how it's set up, when you start breaking shit down, it's like Jenga. You pull the wrong thing and you're knocking the whole tower down. So
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're not asking the people on the ground. They just going in, hatchet swinging.
This is why we haven't seen a nuke, because if you
lost the staff.
But like, for example, let's say somebody nuked America, right? It would be like a drug dealer nuking his fiends. Who's gonna buy? We the biggest Walmart in the world.
Right.
Who's gonna buy all your stuff?
You know what's funny? You know what's so fucking funny, yo? Right in that same lane, they're making so many people, so many average people broke. And our only attractiveness to the rest of the world, like we're the biggest marketplace. We buy everybody's shit. But if nobody has any fucking money, how are we going to be important to anyone?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true. If we ain't got no money. Now, speaking of money, they've been talking about giving us $5,000 from this so-called found money. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I heard about it. You know.
I won't get it. I don't get free money.
Yeah, well, that's not what they're saying. They're saying anybody that's a tax-paying American citizen, and you are one of those, so you would be considered. It wasn't based on just income level, so you'd be able to get that. You know what I'm saying? If that happens, I don't believe it's going to happen, because why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? I could use $5,000. Who couldn't? You know, but if they gave everybody $5,000, then they'll be complaining about the government's getting ready to shut down because they don't have no money. Because that happens every 6 months too.
When they give money like that, it's really they're giving it to themselves because they're just trying to hope for another stimulus, stimulate the economy. Excuse me.
Right.
That's mainly because most people use it and shop. Nobody invests it.
Yeah. Well, there was this one last story I wanted to tell you all about that's been kind of trending because MSNBC's been having some issues with their ratings since a little bit before the election. And there's this lady named Joy Reid. You guys know Joy Reid?
I like Joy Reid, yes.
Some people like Joy Reid. Joy Reid was getting a little unhinged on MSNBC a few times, and so people started like not liking her. Because I used to watch her stuff all the time, and then she just started getting really pissed off about 6 months ago, and they basically canceled Joy Reid.
Okay.
So for those who
mad.
Yeah, there's people who are upset because they feel like Joy Reid was the voice for the people. But I'm gonna take you through the X timeline on the Joy Reid thing, and then we're gonna get out of here. So just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, just
on
we're
X?
gonna go through it. Yeah, we're gonna go on X. Gonna go to X, guys. I'm sorry. Bros. All right, Zoom share. Here we go. All right, so we're on X, and it was trending that MSNBC canceled the readout, which is in this major network overhaul. But I told you, mainstream media is getting ready to just try to take over social media. They're not going to be so worried about TV anymore after what happened in that last election. So for us independents over here, we're about to get run over.
Before you even play this, just if you just skim the page.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what
like
I was
the
going to do.
optics of it.
Yeah,
I don't like the optics of this. I don't like this because you see read out MSNBC hacks racist losers, and then you see a smiling black face at the bottom. I do not like these optics.
Well, this is a black guy named, I guess this is
Rob
Smith. He's always, I've seen a couple of his clips before. He's always been pretty right-leaning. So I'm not surprised that he's saying something. But a lot of people seem to be happy about the whole Joy Reid thing. And me personally, I believe that she should have a voice and be able to speak her opinion. The problem with these TV shows was that we were expecting news and we were getting entertainment. And entertainment comes with opinions, and not all opinions are liked. And that's what happened to Joy Reid. It's like some people didn't like her opinion after a while. And because she felt how she felt, she would stand 10 toes down on what she was saying. And just like other folks, now they got her canceled. So she'll probably end up on YouTube with a podcast. That's where everybody comes. I'm sure she'll try X, but they probably won't like her there. But I would play a clip here. This is a later Joy Reid clip. This isn't like her earlier stuff that I used to always watch. This is the stuff that comes down the pipe now because she got in trouble. So I'll let y'all hear this clip.
We on this side of the TV screen have said all we can. We've laid out the stakes in this crucial election, where one side stands for freedom while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy, but also white-ruled South Africa before Mandela and the black majority took control, or Vladimir Putin's Russia, Viktor Orban's Hungary, or Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela today, that suppresses the rights of women and minorities, uses the military to execute the whims of a strongman dictator, and controls and suppresses the press, education, the arts, rewrites history to suit a favored and dominant racial class, and foments extravagant corruption in order to enrich the dictator and his friends.
Wait,
really before you go ahead.
Right.
No. Before you go ahead, I want to ask, what did she factually say that was wrong?
I'm not 100% sure what she was saying. She just was saying
she was saying one side follows freedom and one side follows the actual textbook definition of fascism, like these regimes, and then she pulled it out why they were similar to those regimes. That's all she was doing. She was putting out facts the entire time. But the fact that she did it so harshly, I do not like the way she did it. Like, I didn't like the optics with old boy up there. I didn't like the way she did it here. It was a bit too harsh for primetime news. And it's not, not everybody's going to swallow that. Pause. But she was not factually wrong.
And that's what I'm saying. I enjoy some of her opinions because she's not just talking out the side of her neck. Like, she actually put some time into these thoughts. So it's, I feel a certain type of way. Like, if you don't want to watch Joy Reid, you can always change the channel. I don't believe that canceling her, considering all of this First Amendment right shit that we've been talking about lately, is the move that MSNBC should be making. Because then it makes it look like they're just pandering to the right. Because people do still watch Joy Reid. Like, it wasn't like she wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't come out and say anything that I consider too over the top. So I feel like this whole everybody getting canceled thing is going against this whole First Amendment thing that Elon and them were talking about they're fighting for. So it's like in the opposite direction now, and that doesn't make it any better.
They were never fighting. They were never fighting for the end of cancellation. They were fighting for them to be stopping them to stop them being canceled. That's really what it is, because they've always attacked people who say things bad about them or say things that they don't like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they're just look at the plane tracking accounts, right? All the rest of them are up, except for the one that followed Musk's airplane, right?
That there's proof from what you're saying, because the first letter that government employees got specifically said, "We want people here that are loyal."
Yep.
When he was talking to their employees, the resign letter, the first one that went out. Saying we want people that do work based, they're here based off of merit and their loyalty. So if you're putting out a message that does not come across as loyal, of course they're getting you out of there. Period.
I mean, you make an interesting point, but MSNBC is not owned by the government. Like, they're just a news network. So is she not supposed to say her opinion?
This is the problem. This is the problem when it becomes an oligarchy, because the oligarchy means all of the industry captains, all the people who have the levers of power, are also the richest people who run all these industries. And then there's all these industries can say, hey, we don't like what you're saying about our guy. We're going to not advertise on you. That's what's happening.
Yeah. She'll be on YouTube. You know, like I said, I'm not going to talk a whole bunch of. I was not a big fan of the later Joy Reid stuff because it all became, we got to hate Trump or we're not black, and I don't like that whole narrative. You want me to hate somebody, I'll just hate them because they did some hateful shit that I don't like. It's not just because I'm black, I got to hate them. That's not how it works.
I do. I don't agree with his assault on smart black women. I mean, and now I will even put Jabuski involved in that as well, because I don't like it that they get deplatformed faster than any other group. Because you can go to Candace Owens, you can go to Melissa Harris Perry, you can go to Joy Reid, you can go. I can go all day. You know what I mean? But they're the ones who get yanked off TV quick.
Because, don't nobody want no black woman talking too much like that, like with that strong opinion that scares the public. in a way.
Correct.
And they don't.
Well, I'm looking at what we're talking about right now, and I have a question.
What's the question?
Why are we not talking about the police misconduct database being deleted?
That is very interesting. I'm glad you brought that up.
I want to know why.
I don't know why. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know why.
it's an and, not an or. That's what I'm saying. It's an and, not an or. The only reason we're talking about this and not that is because it hasn't been brought up yet. But now that you have, we should know why.
We should know why. But see, that's the thing. I don't know enough information about it other than the fact that it happened. So,
but my
I don't know
question is to the left or the right. How is this a good thing? How on earth is it a good thing?
Anybody in the chat can tell us that it's a good thing. Please let us know.
Right, because we started off earlier with what Bravo was saying something about. Oh, now I can't remember it. Damn, I can't remember what he said, but it was something about. I thought it was about police, but either way. Oh no, it was. I know what it was. It was it was the amount of crimes committed by the different races. Right?
Yes.
So deleting this database doesn't just hurt black folks. If the amount of people that are doing the crimes are, let's say, white people, the majority, imagine all of those that actually were innocent, where some police officer escalated the situation and then it got violent or something, and maybe somebody died. Why would you get rid of this database? I cannot see the positivity.
I look into that. That's what I was.
Well, I don't even know if they were really using it. Were they even really using it? Because police can really go to the next county and then get a new job after they were walked out of one. They can go to the next county over and get a job right away.
That's what I heard as the justification was just that they weren't using it. But that doesn't mean we don't need it. That just means the people that supposed to use it should be using it.
Well, I thought that they were. I thought that it was in place so that, like basically, like if you have a child person and they live in a certain area, that there's a message or something that says, okay, such and such lives here.
Right.
I thought that's how it was with this database. And maybe if it's not that, then okay, I see why they might get rid of it. But at the same time, it still should be.
It still should exist because
misconduct database. This is cops who got reports against them, and now their slate is clean, so they can go somewhere else and get a job, and then all of a sudden that stuff that they did wrong isn't there anymore. That's
a lot of these cops essayed women, right? Like literally took advantage of drunk women, right? You know, instead of taking them to the
a lot of them essayed men.
Yeah. That too.
Yeah. So
and now it's just
if anybody can come and let me know how that's a good thing, I'd love to find that. But that sounds like some bullshit to me. I don't know what the justification is though. Like I just heard that happened, and I'm thinking, well, when did that come up in conversation? Like, I don't remember hearing about that during the campaign trail.
Right. You know what? Because I don't think anybody who took that closet and that broom handle to Abner Louima back in the 2000s should be allowed to work anywhere.
Right.
Yes. I remember his name, Abner Louima. Look it up.
That's crazy. So
it's just little things like that sneak through.
And that's what
that make me feel like, okay, I see a lot of the stuff you're doing, but then something like that happens, or then you're putting out executive orders that give the executive branch true power.
Yeah, more power. Yeah,
it's like okay, so you did this solid. Yeah, you did this solid for these police officers, but why? Is it because they're going to be your iron fist?
Needs him on his side, maybe?
Maybe. Like, what's the rationale behind something like that? You're either doing good things or you're not.
Right. You can't be halfway in, halfway out.
Let's flood the country with a whole bunch of executive orders so that we can sneak the other ones in because there's so much happening right now. It's like a pump fake.
Yeah. That's
the type of stuff that makes me nervous.
So it makes it so it's hard for me to figure out which stories to actually cover. Because it's like some stuff, they make it important, but it's not. Then the stuff that is important, nobody's talking about. So you got to find that and then make it important. And then the algorithm doesn't want you to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fucking sham is what it is. Is what all of this is. I see that there's more going on than what they keep bringing me, but they're only bringing me the conflict of it and not the actual things that are happening. Like the argument, yes, we can talk about the argument, but these things are happening and have already happened. Like that database, that's done, happened. Nobody talking about why or when it came up in conversation. Why is that a thing? What's the ramifications of that? Like, what's really going to happen? So, but they, shouts to Draco in the chat. I see you in there, bro. You're right. They haven't been using the database, but I just don't think they should have scrapped it because they weren't using it. They should have probably trained people on better using it instead of getting rid of it. That's just my thought, but I don't know what the justification was. So I got to look into that a little bit. I'll come back in a day or two and see what they say. But as far as I'm concerned,
to speak about your point just now about finding out which things to cover and which things to talk about, which things to put your attention on. It goes back to my earlier thing. We as humans aren't meant to have this much information. We weren't meant to try to drink from a fucking fully active fire hose.
Right.
We weren't meant to deal with this like we are right now. And so the fact is that the powers that be the powers that be right now know that. So if they flood the zone, they can get away with a whole bunch of shit.
Yo, to go back to what what's her name, Joy? To go back to what she was saying, if you have a country full of uneducated people, they don't even realize when the tactics that are being applied right now have been done. These are you can take certain leaders that I'm not going to say in this show and look and say, damn, they're doing exactly what this person
same
did.
Playbook. Yep, same playbook.
Right.
And the people are so loyal and so uneducated that they don't even realize, bro, this happened before a lot and it never worked out.
Fake news equals Lugan pressure. Look that up.
Right.
Lugan pressure. That sounds like
Lugan pressure. Exactly.
That there's some German shit.
That's German for lying press.
Well,
you know who said that.
And I don't really feel like Joy Reid was lying, but I think that people got soured to the whole thing because of the whole Nazi thing. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. Like that whole Nazi thing is a problem, and it just is.
If it wasn't so accurate,
yeah. But that's the thing. You got to set the bar a little higher for the Nazi thing. That's where the problem.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, at least for me, I need to see.
You have to wait till the knife is in your stomach before you realize that you've been stabbed. Is that what you're
Not
saying?
all the way in the stomach, but just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. I'm just saying that's where, because people don't like to talk about Nazis. Other than Kanye West, he's losing his damn mind right now. But everybody else, it's like we don't really want to talk about that. So if
that's a new N-word?
Yeah, that's the new N-word. You can't even say it. And now Kanye's selling shirts with swastikas on them. Like, what is wrong with that man? Is he canceled yet? Is Kanye canceled?
He's canceling himself. I'm
he's
cool.
Trying.
He's
trying.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with that nitrous.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna wish the best for Joy Reid because she did a lot of good journalism before like the last 6 months where she got really pissed off at the whole Trump thing, and a lot of people took that the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's what started.
Yep.
And MSNBC is a news network. They are supposed to stay relatively impartial, but the name of the show is The Readout. So it's Joy Reid's opinion. It's not the 5 o'clock damn news where you're just telling us what happened today. So I think they asked her to do the show.
That's how Tucker Carlson got away with it for so many years because they said it wasn't a news show.
Yeah,
they said it was an opinion show.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
Yeah, it's entertainment. That's how Tucker Carlson got away with it for so long.
So why did Joy Taylor get X'd out of it, man? I'm gonna see why she's gonna end up on Purge the BS. I'm gonna get her on Purge the BS.
Everything is based on advertisers, bro. When the money drops, you stop.
But the whole thing is they didn't even drop. They just threatened, dog. They were just like, yo, you sure you want her to be on there talking like that? That's what that was.
Well, I saw it kind of coming though a couple months ago, but I didn't think it was going to be. I thought they would like do the thing they did with the other guy where they changed the time slot. You know what I'm saying? And like piss him off that way and make him quit. Not really just fire her. You know what I'm saying? I just think that was a bit much. I'm not a big fan of the show, but I just think that she's entitled to her opinion. And the name of the show is The Readout, meaning what she think. You know what I'm saying? And whatever she think is her show. So unless she's really just totally out of pocket, I just think they should have let her do her thing. And if, you know, maybe they should have had her interview Trump or somebody. That'd have been great for ratings. If MSNBC wants their ratings to go up, that would have been better than firing Joy Reid. That's all.
Yeah, he ain't going there. All the other networks are way friendlier to him than MSNBC.
True. But I think as a challenge, if somebody would have tested him and challenged him, Trump would have gone on there. Elon,
bro, you saw what happened to Trump the last time he debated a black woman, bro.
Yeah, he didn't let
right. All black women press.
He was like, "You're so nasty. You don't even say hello."
Right.
You didn't even say hi.
Well, she did. She did come out swinging. I'm not even gonna lie. She did come out swinging, which she deserved. But still, there needs to be some kind of decorum when you're addressing somebody and they're your guest.
Right.
There needs to be some kind of decorum. She came out swinging, and so he was just like, "All right, it's easy to go ahead and make it. I'm defensive now. She attacked me. Now you're not just now you don't have to do shit."
Crazy. It's crazy, man. What we got going on is crazy. It's a lot, and I know within the next 2 days, because it's about to be a weekday again. The only time we get a break is on the weekends, really. Monday through Friday, Trump is signing something new every day, and if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss it. And it sucks because a lot of this stuff is going to have a lasting effect. And if, you know, I don't want anybody to be hurt in this situation, but some people are definitely being hurt now. They're losing jobs left and right. And so what's the job report going to sound like in a month for Trump's administration? That's a good question. They ain't creating them yet. That's all I'm saying. So let me stop my little share here. Let me bring it back over to the people. Let me get myself out of here for my purge time is up for the day. And I'm glad that y'all stopped in with me. It's been an interesting week. I'm just glad to have y'all, man.
My man.
Yeah, man. I'm really glad to have you.
Man.
And I'm glad y'all allowed me to run my test on this new machine made by Bravo Technologies. And Bravo Technologies, I still got a little bit of tweaking to do on it, but this thing is handling it. So if you're looking for a good build, talk to Bravo. He got you. All right,
I got you. I'll send the specs. I'll put a specs in the link at some point.
Got you. But anyway, guys, y'all got anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, just thanks for having me, bro.
All right, well, thanks for being part of this Purge the BS. Shouts to the folks in the chat, whoever's still here. We got Giram Zudu, whatever that means.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what that means. All right. Okay. Giram Zudu.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I like what he's saying. I like what he's saying, though. He's saying like the TV screen is a long arm of the haters and the big and real haters. Yeah, so I get it. Yes, of course. TV is a method to reach the people, and you are foolish to think that it has no shade of propaganda in it. You know what I mean? Depending on what side it's choosing to push, there's always something. But the thing is that you really should balance your intake. So, because I had this conversation with my dad tonight. He was like, "Who do you believe?" He's like, "I used to love CNN and MSNBC, but they're leaning." I said, "Yeah." He's like, "So, I don't watch anything." I'm like, "That's the point. That's what they wanted you to do. Confuse you about everything so you stop paying attention." I say, watch them all. Mm-hmm. He's like, "How do you know what the truth is?" The one thing that they all say is the truth. The one thing that they all say, that's the truth.
It'd be right.
So you got to watch everything.
Shout out to Cedric in the chat. Y'all late in the chat. Hanif Abdullah just jumping in here. Y'all late in the chat, man. We've been up here for an hour and a half trying to get this purge done. And now my faves are jumping in there. Oh, you're gonna have to catch the chops. So at this point, like I said, man, I have purged for the day, and I'm just curious to see where this next week is gonna take us, because I'm having conversations about funny videos. They want us to talk about Elon and Trump all the time. That's what they want. So I'll stay here for a minute. But once we get to 10,000 people, I'm going back to the old thing, man. We're going to have some fun over here. We'll talk our politics and stuff, but I want to have more fun. It seems like it's all so serious. People losing jobs and, you know, I'm not saying that we shouldn't talk about it, but it's a lot, you know? It's a lot. It's a lot. Go celebrate your family, folks. Anybody that's still here in the chat, we appreciate y'all. We love you. And if you're walking around here with a bunch of hate in your heart, you already know that, my friends, is the bullshit.